welcome to a new series of videos that I'm going to be doing here on my channel. And these videos, as you already know, are called chinwag. Now, a chinwag is defined as a friendly conversation, typically between friends. So that kind of leads me to why I'm doing these videos. Well, here on YouTube, we have such an awesome community of model car builders, and through this I've had a chance to meet some really cool people and make some really cool friends. And so what I want to do with this is take an opportunity to get to know some of the model builders that I admire, that I look to, that I can gain inspiration from, that I enjoy watching the videos that they make, and get to know them just a little bit better. And hopefully through this, you guys can get to know them a little bit better too. So what my chinwag is an interview with some of these different model builders. And I will periodically do these, maybe once a month, maybe once every other month, something like that. But it'll just be come as they go type thing. So anyway, I am really excited about my first interview. And helping me out with this one is one of our good friends from the land down under, and Mr. Ben McGregor, or as most people know him, Mr. Benny Mack. So, man, Benny, we're so glad to have you here and to be a part of this and to do this interview with me.
G'day, Paul. G'day, fellas. Everyone in the YouTube community, how's going? I just want to say a big thanks to Paul, mate, for putting on this series, the Chinwag series. Sounds like a pretty cool set of videos you're going to be putting together for us model builders to get to know each other a bit better here on YouTube. So yeah, really appreciate it, mate, and keep up the good work. So alright, let's get into the questions, buddy.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and move on to the questions. For my first question, I just want to ask you, man, to tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me what it is you like to do and all those different things, and just introduce us to Benny Mack.
Oh, a bit about Benny Mack, hey mate. Well, I don't know how far back you want me to go. Basically, I'm 35 years old now, man. Oh, not quite, 35 this year. And I was born down in Tasmania, which is a small island off the south of Australia. And yeah, there's not a lot of opportunity down there for work when you get older, which I kind of realised when I started getting into teenage years. And when I turned 19, there wasn't really any opportunity for me there anymore, so I decided to fly the coop, if you like, and left everything I knew and all my family behind and travelled over here to the mainland. And I think I went about nearly 4,000 k's over to Western Australia to the gold mines, and worked for about 12 months, a bit over a year over there, and managed to get some money together. And wasn't a big fan of working out there, guys. Pretty much in the middle of the desert, just not much to do on your spare time, so it was pretty boring. And so yeah, one day just decided to pack up the car, heap of camping gear, mate. Just jumped in the car and started driving across the Nullarbor, which is basically the road all the way across the bottom of Australia. Drove for 28 hours straight, and I still didn't get across the thing, but then yeah, it was a good experience anyway. And I spent about 5 to 6 months, I reckon, just travelling around New South Wales, Victoria, doing fruit picking work, bar work, pretty much any work I could find along the road. And yeah, really enjoyed myself, living the kinda nomadic lifestyle, just jumping from town to town, meeting a lot of cool people, having a lot of cool experiences. So yeah, it was really good fun. And then I ended up in south of Queensland, Surfers Paradise. Some of you guys might have heard of it. They claim it as the Hollywood of the Gold Coast, but yeah, once I lived there for about a year, fellas, I pretty much, realised it was just a tourist trap where, people just come and have a good time and trash the joint pretty much. So I soon got out of that place, and since then I've just slowly been working my way up the coast in Queensland to just under Brisbane now, where I bought this house about 6 years ago. And in that time, mate, managed to, meet a missus, have a kid, and little girl's just over 3 now, so she takes up majority of my time these days apart from work. And I've been working at I'm a quality control guy at a plastics company. We do plastic extrusion for PVC pipe and stuff like that. So I work in a laboratory there, mate, and pretty much try and break stuff all day, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, really enjoy that job. Like I mentioned, been there for nearly 10 years. It's, you know, helped me buy this house and set up a family and hopefully set up a good life for my little girl. So, but that's about all I got for Benny Mack, mate. Things I like to do is, yeah, pretty much build models, and on the odd occasion try and get out and about in the, you know, like spend a bit of time out in the bush and wildlife and get out and about and just do stuff, man. So, alright buddy, that's about it for the first question. What do you got next?
For my second question, I'm honestly just curious where the Benny Mack nickname came from. I can tell it's derivative from your name, but did it come from your mama or best friend or something like that? So just tell us, where'd the nickname come from?
Where did Benny Mack come from, you ask, mate? Well, that's a good question, and I really wish I had a cool story to go with the nickname, brother, but probably in the same majority of most people when they sign up for an email account. As you know, anything that you actually want to use for an account name is probably 99% of the time already taken. And my last name being McCreek, and I thought it was pretty unique and not many people would have used it, but every time I try and get it, someone's already got it. So, and I figured Benny Mack was a pretty easy abbreviated way. Everyone always struggles spelling my name anyway, so, and it was nice and short, and it let me use it, so that's where that nickname came from. A few people call me that now at work, but most of the time, mate, I'm just referenced as Benno or Benny or something like that. So, and the YouTube channel name, Benny Mack Attack, pretty much the same story, man. Wouldn't let me use Benny Mack. Benny Mack Attack sounded cool, so, and it worked, so that's what I went with.
Awesome. Well, to talk about modeling now, what's the modeling, scene like in Australia? What do they do there? Does it seem to differ from what you've heard about the modeling scene here in the U.S.? Do you have a lot of shows, things like that? Just how big is it there?
What's the modelling scene in Australia like, mate? Well, to be honest, man, compared to what the videos I see from you guys in the States and the amount of shows you guys have and go to, I have to say that's nowhere near as big as it is for you guys in the States, that's for sure. There's only one show a year that I know of here in Queensland, and there's a couple in Melbourne, down South Australia, where you got Chris Pandoff and Robert Dawes and a few of those other guys down that way. They get a few extra shows, but really not a lot, man. And even when I went to that hobby show, there was a couple of car clubs there which I sort of hovered around, and no one was really keen to jump up and talk to me and ask any questions. So, and honestly, man, I don't really have the time to be in a model club or anything like that. I struggle sort of keeping up with YouTube these days, the amount of people on that, and I'm part of the Glue Bombers Club, which I honestly don't contribute as much as I probably should. But and all the hobby shops, there's a few hobby shops, like if you go on my channel, I did a video ages ago on the main hobby shop I go to. But the problem I find is, I'm paying 50% more than what you guys are paying over in the States. Like a $40 kit here is costing you $15-20 over there, which kind of blows my mind. So I don't know if that's got a big part with people not wanting to get in the hobby, because it has, cost me a pretty penny to sort of set up to where I am today. But most people I talk to and tell them about, show them photos of my builds, they're really interested and they like it, but it always comes down to I haven't got enough time, haven't got the patience. So, and I honestly didn't think I'd have the patience for it myself, man, but it's one thing I have liked about the hobby. It has taught me to, use a bit more patience and slow down a bit and go through the proper steps, and really does feel good when you get that end result that comes out nice and you're after. So, alright mate, that's about it for that one. Like I've said, yeah, it's not real big at all. Like there's probably a dozen or more Australians on the YouTube community that I know of, so yeah, not the biggest. It could be bigger, I reckon, man, but that's about it, mate. What do you got for the next one?
Alright, well, I think for all of us there was some turning point when we realized, hey, I want to build models and I want to do it all the time. So what got you started into model building? When did you start building models, and what happened to make you realize that this is something you wanted to do?
What got me into modelling? Well, that's a good question, Paul. Well, to be honest, man, it was a single photo on Facebook that an old school buddy down in Tasmania actually posted probably 4 years ago now. It was a 69 Ford Torino, the Revell kit, and he basically posted a photo of the paint job he'd done on it, and I thought it looked pretty cool, so I ended up hitting him up going, "Oh, yeah, how'd you do that, man? Where'd you get it from?" And he started telling me about his airbrush and the Tamiya paint and, you know, the mask up and all this sort of stuff, and it sort of, you know, got me interested. And I'd seen the model kits in the toy shops here before, but never really brought one, didn't know what to expect, and being, you know, 35, 40 bucks a kit here, I didn't really want to buy one and just, you know, not know. But anyway, I decided to just dip the toe in the water, and I brought that RX-7 kit. It was a curbside kit from Fujimi, so it looked pretty basic. Grabbed me a can of spray paint and some glue, mate, and just, yeah, had a bit of a taste, and I kind of enjoyed myself on that first build. So then I went back to the hobby store and brought the 69 Ford Torino kit, which my mate had built, because I'd kind of seen it painted and I thought it looked pretty cool. And by this point I'd got an airbrush and a compressor and some Createx paint, and I was really keen to sort of try out the airbrush. And so that was my first airbrushing attempt, and within that build I also discovered bare metal foil and the YouTube community. And from there, man, yeah, it just blew me away, you know. I think Fast Jimmy and Dr. Cranker were the first two main channels I watched to deal with painting models, because for me the painting was a big part. I really wanted to nail the painting side of it. I thought, you know, if there's no point going all that effort of building it if you can't do a good paint job, it's going to look, you know, crap anyway. So yeah, the first two and a half years for me, man, was just really honing my painting skills on the airbrush and trying to find out what worked, what didn't work for me. Being a real high humidity, you know, here in Australia, I didn't know if that was going to be an issue, which it doesn't seem to be too bad. I don't seem to have too many issues with that. But yeah, that's pretty much what got me into it, mate. And the YouTube community's pretty much kept me going ever since. Most hobbies I've had in the past I sort of fizzle out on after a year or so and just lose interest, but to be honest, I think the YouTube community's, you know, what has really kept me going and keeps me motivated. You know, watch a few more videos, get some more ideas, and yeah, there's still so much more I want to try. So alright, mate, yeah, that's about it for that one. So I think you got one more question for me, buddy. Fire away.
Alright, before I wrap this up, I've got one more question for you. Do you have any other hobbies besides model building that you enjoy doing? And if so, what are they?
Do I have any other hobbies, mate? Well, to be honest, man, most of my spare time these days, I do like to just get in here and build models. Being a family man now and work full time, it's kind of hard to get as much spare time as I can. Before this hobby, I did like doing a bit of woodworking stuff out in the garage, like, you know, I made the missus a spice rack and TV remote holder and, you know, a few little things like that, just basic little projects to keep me busy. Knocked up a bench here and there, like my airbrush and bench camera's sitting on now. And yeah, apart from that, man, every couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks, I try and get out for a round of golf with a mate from work. Been playing golf since I was about 13 or 14. I really enjoy the sport. I don't play competition or anything, fellas. It's just something I like to enjoy every, you know, once or twice a month. Get out in the open air, and the course I play on's got quite a few kangaroos bouncing around on it, and nice bit of wildlife. So just it's good to get out and, you know, breathe some fresh air, go for a stroll in some bit of a bushland, if you call it that, in the middle of this crazy suburbia. So, but yeah, apart from that, man, just same as everyone really. Work, missus, kid, mortgage, all the same stories. So
alright, well that just about wraps it up for this first episode of Chinwag. Thank you so much, Benny, for being a part of this, and I'm honored that you would do this. And I know it's been really cool to learn some things about you, and hopefully everyone else learn some cool things about you as well. So thank you so much, man. And guys, if you have not ever been over to Benny's channel, then you need to check it out and make sure that you give him a visit, because he does some awesome work. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. And as I always say, until next time, eat, sleep, styrene.